Guys, welcome back, and today I wanted to show you how you can do your paperdori at home. I have basically I am showing you a bunch of them. Some of them are quite old now and are not being used any longer, but I still wanted to remind you about the different ideas you can use instead of using the leather. This is a paperdori that I have just made yesterday, and I will be doing throughout this video a paperdori out of this two papers that you are seeing here. They are two A4 papers that were part of a booklet of cardstock paper that I have purchased, and I will be showing you how you can extend just to make it larger. This one here, this paperdori here, holds 8 inserts, and it is, as you can see there, it has been reinforced because they are two A4 pages attached one to each other and then laminated. So I will be showing you how to do that with an 8 inserts. What I've done throughout these past months, and which they have got quite old, these have been the paperdoris out of the table placements, and as you can see, once they don't have any more the booklets, they get to be a bit they are not that much sturdy, they are quite thin, so they get to be a little bit damaged. But I'm sure that if I had to put the booklets into them, they will get back to how they were. This remained a little bit better, but it has never been used, while the rest of them have been used a lot. So these were the paperdoris that I have made out of table placements, and this one has 8 inserts too. I had the red, the purple, and the pink. This one has been damaged while being used, but I think it still holds quite well if I just do the bend once again. And you can do those if you are not that much into the paperdoris, and maybe you would like to try how to do them. I do them out of 3 materials, which is the table placements, which are these ones. I cut them to size. As I said, these are empty, so they are seen quite crinkled and almost damaged. But once you put the booklets in, they get straight back, and you can use them. Then I have done also in the past, this is a trifold, and this is just another one, and this holds 3 and 7 inserts. And what I use is parquet covering carpet material, and it's very good. I can tell you I have been using these for a long time. This is a trifold that I've made myself. It takes 5 inserts, and it's really strong, and it's really good. I didn't manage to find more of this, but I really would like to find this color because it was very good. I have a bunch of these gray ones. So this is also very good, and a substitute for the leather, because leather is quite expensive. So we are left here with the paperdoris. I have also another video that you can go on and see as how to do a paperdori. But in this video, which just a little warning, it will be a little bit long because I'm going to take you step by step on how to do a paperdori using an A3 laminator, which makes your life much more easier than the A4, because when you wanna do a paperdori with 8 inserts, it will take a little bit more of an A4 paper to just hold you there. So I've done, as you can see, these are 8 inserts, and I have also done a little bit of extra space, because I know that once this will get used as it is planned for, not with these inserts but with the other inserts, that extra space over there at the edges here will all be taken, because it will be quite chunky. And I want to do the same thing for this one. So I will be taking you step by step on how to do that and using the A3 laminator. So let's start. I will be filming this video in different parts, and then I will make it up in one video. So you will be seeing a bit of stopping from one part to the other because I need to rearrange the camera so that I can work and just give you the step by step to this paper dory. I'm on the floor, as you might have already noticed. I like to work on the floor because it gives me a huge and immense space where to do everything else. So stay there and I'm gonna start with this paper dory. So the first thing that you need to do is attach the two A4 papers together, and I'm going to use transparent tape to do so. I have already attached just a little bit of tape, one here and one here. You can't see it because it's transparent, but just to help me hold it together once I am going to attach the larger piece of tape. So I'm gonna put this aside. I think I moved the camera. Okay, like that. I'm going to put the bigger area of the tape onto this part here. So that's okay. Turn it on the other side. And just cover with the tape the other side. You then go and cut the extra tape over there. I'm going to ensure that it gets okay. So we have attached the two A4 papers to become an A3, and I've got it here. So the measurements of the dory that we are gonna do is 22 centimeters as width, and I'm gonna use this as template. Why? Because I had an old, this is quite an old cover, and I have put the 8 inserts that I'm gonna put into this one in this cover, and I found it that I was pretty much happy with how things were being held into it, and I said I just want to make a little bit more of space just in case I need to add a pocket or a secretarial pocket or any other things to my cover. So I am going to, if you measure it up as width, this has a 28 centimeters opened. I'm sorry, I said 22. It's 28 centimeters from this side to this side, and I'm gonna do it with 29 to allow that 1 centimeter extra for any other things that I might want to add. So if I had a 28 centimeters divided by 2, the middle part would be 14. So let me just focus a little bit so you can see what I am doing. So I will go, and a 28 centimeters divided by 2 would be 14, and the 29 would become 14.5. So I'm going to put my ruler on the 14.5 on the exact point where the two papers have been united with the tape. Okay, so it will be 14.5 here, so here it's going to be 29 at this point, and I'm going to mark the 0 at this point, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So a 14.5 on the point that has been united together with the transparent tape. I'm going to mark the 29 here and the 0 here. And I'm gonna mark one straight line like that. So I will be cutting onto it once I get, I will be cutting on the straight line. So I ensure that I keep the straight line on my paper. So that's that. I have 2 lines, as you can see there. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it so that I have the width of my paper dory. Okay, just keep the scraps because you will be needing them later on to make the reinforcement of the paper dory. I hope that I am managing to include everything in the shot that I am taking, because the pages are still big. So this is the end result. So I have a 29 centimeters in width from this side to this side. And now I am going to measure how the length of my paper dory, and I'm going to use my template. So it's 21.5. There is where the 22 just came into play. So that is it, 21.5. And therefore I'm going to measure here my 21.5. You can also do it 22 depending on the booklets that you have. So I'm going to measure my 21.5, which is here, and another 21.5, which is here. And I'm going to mark. Okay, I'm gonna mark again from one area to the other with a straight line because I will be cutting on this. So let me cut. Filming these videos is not that easy because you have to do everything right on the first try, and for those of you that might film like I do, it's not that easy because sometimes you have to do quite a bunch of filmings to end up with a good shot. So I have these ones here, so I have these scraps, and what I'm going to do, this will be, by the way, this will be my paper dory. It will get folded and this is how it's going to be. But let me just get again back where I was. And I need to do a good reinforcement here. So I'm gonna put that a little bit aside. And this is double-sided tape. And I'm going to find the edge, which I always lose. And I'm going to turn it back and just put double-sided tape from one edge to the other. So this is how I'm going to do it. Where are my scissors? They are here, and this is it. Okay. So I am having, this is my double-sided tape, and this is the back part. So here that you are seeing all these shiny will be the front part of the paper dory, but at the back it's not shiny. So you need to put the double-sided tape on the part that is like the back. And I am going to cut exactly the same width of the double-sided tape so as my reinforcement will be of the same size. I need to just arrange it to be much better and cut to size. So this is what I ended up with. This is now gonna be thrown away as it's not the scrap that I wanted. I'm going to refine a bit what I've got to make it. So this is going to be placed like this, okay, and it's going to be placed on the part that we have attached together with tape. So that is going to go on this part, okay. So I'm going to go forward and put it there. I left a little bit of extra just to give me better manageability when I come to place it down, because remember, when you are working with a paper dory, more than anything, if you do a mistake, it's paper, you can't get it back. So I have to be very extremely careful. So I've placed my reinforcement there and I'm gonna cut it like that. Okay, so what I've got in here, I'll show you better. This is my reinforced spine to the paper dory. And what I'm gonna do before I even try to laminate, I am going to give it the folding so that it gets attached even better than it was. And it will be even much more easier to fold it once again once it is laminated, because the folding will have already been there. So I'm gonna put this into a A3 pouch and I'm gonna come back to show you the end result of it. So I have got out my A3 pouch, but before I want to show you something a bit about how to reinforce even better. And I have these two tape. Once I remove just the back part of it, it will be transparent. And I have cut two stripes that will go here and here. I will be doing this because this will serve as more and more reinforcement once I punch the holes for the threading. And I'm gonna be attaching this tape before I even laminate, because so that there will be the tape that I have used, the spine that I have reinforced, and even more the pouch, the lamination pouch. So what I have used is this one, and I've purchased it from eBay. It's tenacious tape. It's a bit expensive, but it's very good, and I have used it even to repair a bag, the inside of a bag. It's very good. I think it's used for camping material and to repair even camping material. So it is very, very good to do even reinforcements. My lamination machine is getting ready, and in the meantime I'm just going to put my further reinforcement to the punching, to the areas where I'm going to punch holes to my paper dory, and I'm gonna put it at the end of the paper dory. As you can see, it's transparent, and I'm gonna do the same thing here, because when you start threading and when you put inserts and they just start to stretch, once you make it a little bit bulky, you have to think about what to do to make your paper door even more reinforced. So my lamination machine is ready, and I'm gonna put the paperdori into the pouch, and I'm going to ensure that I just put it very well onto the edge, because I don't want any extra to be lost, and I also want my paperdori to be hugely secured at the edges. So this is it, and I am going to get it into my laminator. This is an A3 laminator, so you have some more space to do even more and put the papers better than in your A4. I find this much better because I have a lot of more space to be able to work. So, in it's going, and it will be coming out of the other part. Please do focus. Okay, we're focusing. I'm sorry for the light, but I am once again trying to use the windows as my source of light for showing you the natural lights of the things that we are doing. As you can see here, it's coming out and it's getting laminated perfectly. The A3 pouches have one big benefit, that you will not have any of the pouches coming too close to the things that you want to laminate. So I have extra space here, extra space at the other edge, and I will have extra here, so I can cut very easily and feel even better to cut around it. So that is my paperdori coming out. I wanted to show you this, and I will be laminating once again, turning it around and just putting again into the machine so that I can show you how it is. So that's that, and I'm gonna laminate it from the other side. I'm gonna come back with it completely finished. So what I've done was that I have cut it around, and always leave a bit of space. I hope you can see it against my finger, but it is that you leave a bit of space when you just cut around the lamination. Okay, so that's what I do always. What I also do more is that I go ahead and reinforce each edge around it even better with the transparent tape, so that when you just start opening and closing your paperdori, you will not end up having the edges which get a little bit ripped off, or they start opening with usage. There is quite a lot of wear and tear in our fedoris and paperdoris, so you have to take care of that, and even try to take care of the edges, which are the first to flare up whenever you start using a lot something. So I'm gonna go ahead and simply start putting the tape on the edges, and what I'm going to do is just put one side of it. It is really very difficult to film while working, because you have to ensure that I am showing what I am doing and not being out of the view. One side is done. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, which is like this. There are times when I also use a wider tape, but since I have laminated in A5, I don't need to cover that much of a big area when I cover with tape. So this is what I've done so far. I'm gonna cut the extra that I've done, and I'm gonna go ahead and cover even these edges and do one trimming at once. I like to add reinforcements to my paper dories because, especially for those that I will have to take in my bag, they will have to suffer quite a lot of things around them, and pockets and phones and a huge bunch of things that I do carry with me, and that many times will simply get also in the way of the things I have with my paper dories. So I think I have just one side that I did not cover, which is this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and simply cover it up with tape once again. I hope that you managed to see what I am doing and just understand. So the biggest part of this is done. We will be now marking where the holes have to be done, and I'm gonna go ahead and punch the holes, one in the middle and one in the middle to be my elastic, my closure elastic, and then there will be the 8 strings that will be used for my inserts. By the way, this has helped me. I have already folded it very easily, and even here it's quite reinforced, so it did help me quite a lot. So this is my middle part of the paper dory. You can see how it is. It's very, very nice, and I am on the inside, and now I'm gonna break it once again onto also the other side, so it gives me quite a lot of help when it comes to put it together like this. Okay, so let's just go for the punching and for putting together all the strings. Okay, so now it's time to mark where the strings will be made, and we have to mark 8 strings on the back side of the paper dory, and I will be using my Sharpie fine point permanent marker. And you remember that we had measured at 29 centimeters from edge to edge onto our width, as you can see there. And let me just focus a bit to show you even better. I need to find again my middle part of the booklet, which was a 14.5, and I'm gonna mark, I'm going to mark where the middle point will get to be, and I've made it. That is where the punching of the hole will get done, and I'm going to mark an 8 dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to keep the same distance, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And at that point you will notice one thing. From the middle you have 1, 2, 3 points. From the middle till here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will have to make sure that on this side, when you turn it around to mark these points, you have another 4. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it And I'm gonna make sure that if here I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna have another 4 on this side. And those are the first that I'm gonna mark. I'm gonna find again the middle part, and I'm going to mark my middle one, and I'm going to mark 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just 1, 2, and 3 there. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. I hope I managed to show it to you very well. Okay, let me try to focus a bit more. So there is 4 on this side, 4 on that side, 3 on this side, and another 3 on this side. So next is, if I had my middle part, I would have had a 21.5. So it's a 10.5. If it was a 22, it would have been 11. So a 21.5 would become a 10.75. So the middle hole for my paperdori elastic will be this one, and I'm gonna mark it a little bit bigger so that you can see it. So the markings have all been done, and I'm gonna go ahead, take out my puncher, which is this one here. By the way, there are videos on my channel that will give you all the links to wherever I purchased all the things that you are seeing. So if you want to see how I am going to thread the paperdori more in detail, where I got this puncher for the holes that I do in my paperdoris, you can go and find how I thread the paperdori, and there are the links. And also on the other video on how to make a paperdori is also full of links too. I think that I had added in those 2 videos everything that you might need. So all the links will be down there. I decided just to film this one because I wanted to show you that in a paperdori you can also do 8 inserts, and it's very good also for you to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the punching, and the first punching that I'm going to do will be on this one. Okay, it needs more punching there because the elastic that I'm gonna go putting through it will be a bit thick in its size. Okay, so that's the hole where it has been done. So I'm gonna go ahead and punch all of them and come back to you and show you a bit of threading. So holes have been punched. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you against a dark surface. Holes have been punched. You have 8 holes there, you have a middle one there, and you have 8 holes there punched. Okay, so this is the end result of the holes that have been punched. Okay, and this is the middle one that we had. Now what remains will just be the threading. So this is pretty much what I've got, and I'm gonna come back with the threading done, because there is a video about the threading, and it's always the same process. So I'm gonna come back then with the threading so you can see the final product, how it is. Okay, so I'm going to continue to show you how the threading is coming up, and I've already made 5 strings, as you can see. I'm using the very thin elastic, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the rest of the threading with you. I've already even put the white string that is gonna be in the middle. And I'm going to continue just showing you how the strings have to be made. Like that. What I like to do also, and for you to know, is that the end part of the elastic, which is this one, I just like to burn it a little bit so that it does not start to get flared when I am going through the different holes of the dory. So as you can see here, the elastic is almost finished, but as I always do, I want to do them a bit more sturdy and stretched so that it will keep my inserts more together than loose. I don't like my inserts to be loose, so this is what I do. So I've stretched them a little bit, and you can see here the cover, which is a bit which is not straight, and when the inserts will get in, this will just get straightened up like this. Okay, as the last one, just to make it tighter, I'm gonna go into the previous hole, and you can see that burning it a little bit just helped me to make it better. And I'm gonna close the strings with a couple of knots with the previous string. And this is what I am doing, like that, and doing another knot will not be that bad with whatever any one of that. Cutting the extra, and my paper dory is finished. Stretch it out and close it. And that is my paper dory finished and cleared out. So this is it. It will hold 8 inserts, and it has a reinforced spine, as you can see there, and here they're keeping quite straight, so it will not break. I hope that you have managed to understand better how you can do it, and just remember that whatever amount of inserts you want to put into your cover, you can still put them out, because as long as you do try it before and do the right measurements, your paper dory will just give you all the space that you need. I like covers which are a little bit wide, because like this I always manage to put as much inserts as I want. And all my paper dories, my covers and my diaries and my planners, whatever that is, are very chunky, because I really need a lot of things just to function. But you can obviously put whatever you feel like putting, because it just depends on yourself. So what can I say? I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that I managed to give you quite a couple of ideas on how you can go on and do yours. And until next time, bye.